Magically transform your TV with this LED light system. Let's check it out. Dave Taylor here, and I'm checking out this. This is the ECOLOR Dreamcolor LED TV light system, and it's really pretty fun. Now, I have it working while I have it all rolled up. That is not recommended, so I'm going to actually put it into the off position. And yes, you'll notice one of the things it comes with is its own remote. It also has an inline controller, so I can turn it on and off from here, and I can also change modes and such by just pushing a button. Super easy. But where it really gets fun is that there's an eColor Life app. And that app gives you a ton of control over this system, and it has a lot of modes. Now, it is big. You'll notice that the way this works is that this strip ends here, and then there's a wire. So the idea is that this is going to be one segment, and you tape this behind your television. And you want to tape it in the right orientation so everything works in sync, but basically it's going to be around the back of your TV. How are you going to get that to work? The back of the LED strips has 3M adhesive. So you peel that part off, you put it on your TV. It definitely doesn't have to be perfect or perfectly horizontal or vertical because it's behind your television. So you're going to get this really cool glow behind the TV. Really slick. Now, they say it's good for 55, 60, and 65-inch TVs, and I'll tell you what I did to test this out, and I'm going to give you a demo, is I taped this to the wall. Here's what that looked like. When it's taped to the wall in this form, then it's a 63-inch diagonal. So it's 12.5 feet of LED, and it's 2.3 feet in the short distance and 3.9 feet in the longer distance. You want to measure your TV to make sure you don't get one that's too big. If it's too small, I don't think that's a big deal. You just come in another inch or two from your edge. But if it's too big, it's going to be frustrating. So measure your TV before you decide which one to get, because they do have them in different lengths for different size televisions. Now, it has USB power according to them, but what came in my box was actually a wall plug. There's no way to unplug this or to use something different. So this makes me get to use the 110 volts. It does work with 12 volts. I'm guessing that there's another version of this that has this on one end and then just USB-A, the rectangle, on the other end. With that version, you can then just plug it into the USB port on the back of your TV, which makes it super easy to work with, right? So you have a completely self-contained system. Even with this though, you can run a wire behind your TV and it's pretty easy to hide it or make it discreet. So the system itself, let me, I guess, plug it back in so we can get some colors while we're talking. And you'll see when I plug it in, it goes through a sort of self-test and changes all the primary colors, and then it'll finally go to the last mode it was on. But 16 million colors, 114 different LEDs, and it's actually a really interesting strip because you can see all the circuits that they're using there. Now, you can cut it to be shorter, but of course, if you cut it to be shorter, everything that's not on the end with the power ain't gonna light up. So it just doesn't really mean you can magically mix and match how you want. Again, make sure you get the right size. Now, it does have a 100-step brightness, which I can also adjust from the remote control. So you see here, I'm making it dimmer, and then I can step up and make it brighter. And it has the inline 3-button control that also includes a microphone. I'm going to show you the music mode. It's pretty slick. And then there is this little remote control. Here's the close-up. You can see it's pretty easy to work with. When you receive this, it has a little tab of plastic. Pull that out to make sure that the battery works, and then it'll just work automatically. I had no problems with any connectivity. Then there is a remote app, and the app you can get for Android or iPhone. I put it on my Google Pixel 6 Pro, and it's really easy to work with. I can go right back here, and there we go. So once it wakes up, I can show you here's the colors and such, and I can change color. But again, what I really want to do is give you a better demo. So I'm going to do that in just a minute. But the thing to know is that there's also an ECOLOR app for Android TVs. Now, it only works on a small subset of TVs, but if you have the right Android TV, you can download the ECOLOR app, and then that will talk with this device, and it will be able to monitor what's on your TV screen, and that works great. Otherwise, if you want this to be in sync with the colors that are in use on your TV, then you are going to end up having to use the app and point it at the TV, which works as a sort of one shot, and it's fun, but it's obviously not a long-term solution. Be aware of that. But there are so many other fun modes that, you know, let's see, let's do this one. And I hope you can see that. It's really fun. But you know what? Let's jump to that demo. Now, I want to explain to you, so I have the demo in two parts. The first part, I'm just going to show you the LED TV lights strip taped to the wall, going through different modes. And then for the second part, I'll actually show you by using the phone and then its ability to frame the TV image and send those colors to the LED strip, how that works. Let's do this. For the demo, what I've done is I've taped the light to the wall in approximately the layout you would have behind your television. And I have the app running on my Google Pixel 6 Pro, and as you can see, it's easy enough to change colors. You just simply tap on the color you prefer. But where it gets really fun is if we go to scenes. So this is Colorful Life. And you got to admit, that is a festive rainbow of a color scheme. And here's Breathing. Just sort of picks a color and makes it brighter and dimmer and gradually changes color. I like Snow World as something a little bit more chill. Bonfire does exactly what you would expect. And of course, these are much more effective when your room's really dark. I've added enough light here to make it so you can see what's going on. And there's also music. And so what's happening is there's a tiny audio pickup device, also known as a microphone, on the bass, and that's hearing what I'm saying. So if I go quiet for a second, this will stop. And when I start talking, or you have music, of course, then it will do that instead. If I choose slow, you get a little bit different effect. Melody gives you something that's maybe a little less frantic. You can change your sensitivity. So all of these settings are really fun, but where it gets really interesting is when you get to TV sync. So let me change things up just a tiny bit and give you that demo too. Let's go into TV sync. Now, I don't have a TV. This is a monitor, but it's still showing you Netflix home screen. And when I go into TV sync, I can simply line it up so that the screen is in the box. And you can see it's picking up the colors of the image. Now, I'm going to put it aside for a second. And now, as I scroll down, you can see that those colors are changing too. It's kind of subtle, but let's maybe pick one to get a larger image of it. And of course, I don't have the rights to show you this, but you can see it does a pretty neat job. Come on, movie, give us an image. Should be there momentarily. There we go. So notice how the lights, the colors on the lights have changed. So that's pretty slick. Now, let me jump back on camera. It's really fun to play with this, actually. I'm going to put this on the back of my TV when I'm done with this review. It's just fun. Even if I only use it once in a blue moon, it'll be really something that'll surprise people. They'll be like, whoa, what's happening there? That's really cool. Now, If I did have the right Android TV and I could use their app, that would be optimal. That would be really cool, as you see in their advertising images. But even without that, having that music mode or having it just do a scene or something, really a fun way to add some more colors and some more life to the lighting in your room. Now, I also want to say that it is both Alexa and Google Assistant compatible. So once you get this all configured and installed and you get the app running on your phone and you have it all paired, then you can go into, for example, the Alexa app, find ECOLOR and add it as a additional, sort of device. And then you can say things like, Alexa, turn on TV light, and this would light up. How fun is that, right? So lots to know. The two things that I would say are my biggest constraints or concerns here is, well, three actually. Number one, make sure you get the right size. If you get one that's too big, I fear you will be very frustrated trying to get this to work with your television. They do have multiple sizes. The price difference is very minimal. Number two, I was of the impression that it would be able to power with USB, but this particular version that they sent me doesn't have that feature, so read the small print very clearly to make sure you're getting exactly the version you want. And my third limitation, of course, is that I wish the ECOLOR app was widely available across a huge number of smart TV platforms so I could use it, because then this becomes much more fun. But if you're going to look at one of their competitors, be aware they have that same constraint. They need some way to be able to copy and sort of peek at what's on your TV screen. So either they also are using a phone and you're pointing it at your TV, which is a pretty cheesy solution, or they have an app, which means you then have compatibility problems. So really, really take your time and be careful with what you're doing there. Now, let's turn this back on because I want to tell you about the price, and it's really pretty darn inexpensive. But before we get to the price, I'm going to ask if you could subscribe to my channel. A click or a tap on that subscribe button, and we're connected. And don't forget to turn on notifications too, because I drop new reviews pretty darn frequently, so you'll want to keep up on those. All right, this is the ECOLOR Dreamcolor LED TV lights. This is the 12.5 foot version for 55, 60, and 65-inch TVs, and it is $45.99, currently discounted down to $36.99 on Amazon.com. I think whether or not you're going to use it to try to synchronize colors on your TV screen, or you just want to do something fun and surprising on the back of your television, this is a really cool option, and it's definitely one worth investigating. That's all I got. I'm going to change modes, and that means I'll have to catch you in my next video.